The Transportation Secretary launched a civility campaign aimed at passengers. What are the updates and how is that campaign going? Hi, I'm Morgan and this is a travel update. Secretary Duffy has launched a civility campaign, and a lot of his X feed has featured these PSAs where he's interviewing flight attendants or people in the airport to talk about civility from passengers. The campaign has included general things like saying please and thank you and helping people around you who may need a little help from their fellow passengers. But it also included a section that stated that people should dress with respect, which has received mixed responses from across the board. This campaign was launched as a result of some information provided by the Department of Transportation stating that since 2019, the FAA has seen a 400% increase in in-flight outbursts and 13,800 unruly passenger incidents since 2021. 2024 saw double the number of unruly passengers compared with unruly passenger events in 2019. There have been a lot of mixed reviews and feedback regarding this civility campaign, but I found this Newsweek article to be pretty comprehensive from the perspective that it's not as simple as the way we dress and passengers saying please and thank you. Several people responded, and this section was from 2 former pilots, and they felt like some of the expectations of the civility campaign were too late and a bit unrealistic, and that improving travel conditions could help restore some civility. This is from Stephanie Wallach, who was one of the first female airline pilots in the United States, and she has been an air traveler since the early 1950s. Wallach cited that there have certainly been big changes since she started flying professionally in 1975 and as a passenger as far back as 1950. Although she felt that passenger behavior needed to be addressed, she felt that elevating dress standards is unlikely to succeed. She cited shifts across the board in the way that people dress. When she was in college, we had to wear skirts to dinner, and she thinks that this attempt to put that genie back in the bottle just won't work, that it is too late, and culturally we have changed as a society. She also recalls that there were unruly passenger events decades ago. However, the only incidents of unruly passengers during her piloting days that she could recall took place in first class. She felt that these were fueled by a nasty mix of entitlement and unlimited alcohol. Also cited was the perspective that airlines and TSA could be kinder and more gentle towards passengers. And this is something that I have made a video about previously, shrinking seat size. And for this part, we're going to go to historian Dan Bubb, a professor at UNLV. He emphasized that shrinking personal space is a major factor in rising tensions. He also cited that if we gave passengers a little more physical space, including meals and ticket prices, reduce alcohol consumption, ease the airport security process, simplify airport parking, expand gate areas, and encourage courtesy among passengers and crew, we might see a decline in the incivility. He also did acknowledge that these are challenges that everyone faces, but says that kindness still goes a long way in the air. I'm looking for a discussion and feedback from others on your opinions. The civility campaign from Secretary Duffy seems to focus specifically on passengers, how they dress, and their behaviors in saying please and thank you and helping others, but does not address anything from the other perspectives, which would be TSA or the processes at the airport or during the flying process, which may create higher tensions for passengers. Another thing that has been cited is the lack of personal space. This is something that has, over the years, gotten much smaller. So what are your thoughts? Follow my page if you'd like to stay up to date on travel updates, travel tips, and aviation safety alerts.